So I've continued drawing me. You guys can see where I drew my face here. And actually, when I did this, it was hard to draw my face upside down, so I turned the paper around, I drew it, and now I've turned it back around. So one last thing I need to add is I need to finish adding my hand over here. So that is one of those very organic looking shapes. So thinking about the way the line moves that describes my fingers and my hand, that's a line that moves in a very natural, very curving kind of way. So 2, 3, 4, and my fifth finger would be my thumb, which actually kind of, if you look at your hand, it really points in a different way than the rest of your fingers do. So I need to make sure I include that. So this shows me, and maybe even put some lines to look like I'm sort of moving here, spinning on my head there. Now, I will actually start the robot. When I do the robot, I want it to look like it's moving around, dancing, trying to do better than me, which it can't. But I want it to look like it's a robot, so I need to think about using more geometric looking shapes. So here I could start with something like a rectangle. Then I'm going to give it some sort of shape for maybe a neck, and maybe the head on it, maybe it looks like a semicircle. So it needs to look like it's moving, but if I just draw a rectangle sticking out to the side and I say that's the robot's arm, that doesn't really make me think it's moving. So if I draw a second one, kind of like the way I drew my arms and my legs, where I had a shape that started going one direction but then it changed, adding two shapes actually makes it look a lot more like it's moving. And then maybe it has a hand like pincher hands there. I'll put a shape here that shows that it moves, a shape here that shows that it moves, and maybe it has antennas on it. Maybe instead of eyes it has like a camera lens that it sees through. And then maybe it has a control panel on the body where you can program the robot to do different things. So putting some buttons and switches on here would make sense. And then, maybe the way the robot moves around, maybe instead of it walking on legs, maybe it has feet that actually have wheels underneath it so it can roll around. So I'm going to make sure that I use more than one shape to look like the leg is moving over here. So it goes this way, then I add a new shape to go this way. So using more than one shape gives it more of a sense of movement, like the robot is dancing around, trying to do a better job dancing than me. So you're going to spend time designing your robot. You don't have to use the same shapes as me, but you probably do want to use the same kind of shapes. You'll notice when I drew myself, everything looks more curved, more natural looking, more organic. When I drew the robot, everything looks a lot more geometric. So I'll give you time to work on that, and then you'll look at the next video to see about adding color to this.